born and raised in Las Vegas, Nevada. My dad was stationed in Japan for the military and met my mom there. And then he brought my mom back, and they were classic Vegas. My dad worked in the casinos. My mom sang lounge back then in the 60s. I'm the youngest of 6. I have 3 sisters, 2 brothers. Vegas being what it is, they all got jobs in casinos, clubs, hotels. A lot of my friends were in bands. I played music, art, skateboarding. Me being the youngest, of course, it was definitely hard to be heard. In a way, it led to me being really shy. You know, I was that kid where the teacher called on me and I would just start stuttering. And I look back and I still have those anxieties, but man, when I found skateboarding is when I really found myself within that. I found my voice. I had that freedom to basically be me and do whatever I want. And from that point on, I was a skateboarder. Skating brought me to downtown, brought me to Fremont Street. It brought me to the Strip. And through skating, I learned more about what Vegas is all about. Tourism, what it thrives on, money, the casinos. I mean, Las Vegas is a valley. It's surrounded by mountains and desert. We would go hike at the Red Rock Mountains. We'd go out to Mount Charleston and snowboard. There were these caves we'd go out and bring generators to and have bands play, stuff like that. I remember around 13 years old, Brian Lottie came back to Vegas. Brian Lottie was basically the best skater out of Vegas. He moved away and he was the one who kind of pushed that level, and he told me about how Chris Miller wanted to start a company called Planet Earth and they wanted him to turn pro. And he kind of asked our advice on whether he should do it or not. We were like, yes, Chris Miller's our favorite, my favorite skater, and he's starting a company and Brian's gonna be pro. And I'm like, you know, so happy for him. That was definitely motivation for me. I didn't look at it like I'd ever be pro, but you're happy for a friend and it becomes more real. And less than a year later, he asked me if I wanted to ride for Planet Earth. As a teenager, I had my sponsor asking me to move out to California, but I was in school at the time. I have a big family. I have a lot of friends. Leaving that at that point wasn't even an option. I mean, I graduated high school. I started taking some courses in college, got a job at the skate shop, and a lot of my friends stopped skating. I remember starting to really question where I fit in with my friends even. Like I said, at this point, skateboarding was the only thing I found myself in. In 1996, I got a phone call asking me to go on a tour around the country. And at this point, I've only gone to 2 other states, so I think it was perfect timing. You know, it was a time when I was really questioning what I would be doing in Vegas, and flew out to California and I jumped in the van. And that tour, it was like 4 years ago when all my friends were just so in love with skateboarding and pushing each other. And I found that love I had with other people. And I could relate to them. We had conversations about music, the same thing I did in Vegas. And I was like, man, maybe there is a life outside of Vegas. It took maybe 1 more year and I decided to make the move out to California. Within a year, Planet Earth asked me to be pro. I started traveling the world and learning more about myself. And just as skateboarding taught me more about the city I grew up in, now skateboarding was teaching me about the whole world. And in turn, that same love, I found it in other things. I started thinking more about the environment and the impact we have on it. I got so sucked into it because it was this world that was all new to me. I felt myself evolving. I felt my intentions changing, my values were different. I mean, having my first daughter pretty much magnified any feeling I had about our environment. She showed me that every little step I take matters. The more I learned, the more I had to act on it. I felt guilty at this point because what I stood for was the opposite of what I was doing. I converted my car to run on waste vegetable oil, which is basically oil used from a restaurant. You filter it and you use it as your fuel. Digging deeper and deeper into environmentalism led me straight to veganism. I learned about the health aspects of it. I felt the change in my body. I felt the energy. I felt balance. I felt this clarity. You know, that feeling was just, if I feel this good right now, then how good am I going to feel next month, or when I learn more and implement that into my body too. In 2008, I found out I was having twins. Now my oldest daughter is 11 and the twins are 8. They're just living, having fun, laughing, being kids. Whether we like it or not, we are role models, you know? I don't consider myself to be one. A lot of people don't care to be one. It is awesome when you can influence someone in a positive way. I started looking for brands with similar values. I was looking for people with similar values. You know, there's nothing more important than mental and physical health. From breathing to imagination to nutrition to hydration. And without that, there's nothing. You can complain about what's out there, but what are you going to do about it? The greatest change comes from our everyday choices. I chose to have a vegan diet. I chose to grow my own food. I chose to design more sustainably. I chose to convert my car. I connected so much with myself and everything around me that all my actions were aligning with my values. There is a certain responsibility that we all have. And the best way to stand against something that you don't believe in is to create an alternative that you do believe in. And that's what Villager did.
There is no big check to promote this. When you take skateboarding and skateboarders and health and hydration down to the people supporting it, like I said, as role models, whether we like it or not, we can all collectively know that we are promoting something anybody can drink. We're all doing this because we believe in a healthy product, and that's a fact.